Gert, I want to see too.
Wait, don't!
No!
What the hell was that?
Hey guys, Greg and Chastity here, and we are here for your spoiler-filled review of Marvel's Runaways.
That's right, season 1 just wrapped up, and we're gonna talk about what we liked and disliked about the show. But first, subscribe to GameSpot Universe so you don't miss any of our superhero videos. We've got Captain Marvel and Black Lightning videos on deck, so stay tuned.
Now, there are major spoilers ahead, so if you haven't finished watching the season yet, go do that right now on Hulu, and then come back here. Okay, we're gonna start off with our initial reactions. Chastity, what do you got?
I liked it overall. I thought it was a very satisfying teen drama, a lot of fun to watch. I thought they had pacing problems. I thought it was very slow in the middle, like not a lot happened until the very end. Too much time spent with the parents, not enough with the kids.
Yeah, I get the same thing. For me, it took me a few episodes to really get into it, but I found myself after week, Hulu would drop an episode and I would be right there watching it. The kids were captivating for most of the time, and even the parents were.
So how does this stack up to the other Marvel shows? For me, I think that it was better than Inhumans, obviously. That's really not saying much.
Yeah.
It's a low bar.
Do you ever think about how much better your life would be with me? Because I do.
And I enjoyed it more than some of the Netflix shows, namely Defenders, Iron Fist, and Luke Cage. Not the other ones. The other ones are quite good, but I think this is comparable to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Cool. I am not the demographic for this show. I know that going in, so the teen drama really wasn't as cringeworthy as I thought it would be going into it. I liked it a lot. And comparing it to other Marvel shows, I would say it's not up there with Daredevil and Punisher. But it's still the pacing, and you didn't like the pacing. I was okay with it for the most part.
Okay.
And the storylines going through and weaving through different characters, I thought that was better than most Marvel shows on Netflix.
Let's talk about the kids first. So we've got the leader, Alex.
Yeah.
I think he's very smart. It's too bad he has no powers whatsoever.
That's his power,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
No powers.
He's just very strategic. He's just a smart, logical dude.
He's a dorky, not as suave Bruce Wayne as a child.
There you go. Then we have Nico Minoru, who's our resident goth, who becomes a witch, because of course, the goth becomes a
The
witch.
costume design
Yeah.
for her, just her character just walking
Her hair
around.
gets more and more intense, like, every single episode. And then, like, when they go undercover in the last episode, she doesn't change her goth look. She just takes the goth to 11.
All of the kids, when they go undercover, any parent could spot them a mile away. Like Gert changing her
She
hair
just has
to
a
green.
wig, yeah.
Ugh, okay, let's move on. Let's continue.
So don't ever wear a wig that you get from a secondhand consignment store. That's how you get lice.
Oh my gosh, this wig is perfect for Gert. They're gonna be expecting a girl with purple hair, not green.
Ah, look at us. Brentwood's finest, wearing crap other people threw away.
The struggle is real.
Speaking of Gert and Old Lace, the dinosaur, who didn't get named till like the very last episode, but they were just calling her girl for a while. But I really like the dinosaur, and I think Gert and Old Lace are a sweet couple. Then we have Carolina, who is the gay character in the Runaways, and she also just happens to turn into a rainbow. Coincidence? Maybe.
And then we have Molly Hernandez.
Not Hayes.
Yep.
She was Molly Hayes in the comics, so she is the most changed runaway from the comics to the show. They aged her up. She was 11 in the comics, and now she's like 14 because I think she still goes to high school with them, so she must be a freshman. And yeah, her parents are dead. Parents weren't dead in the comics. Yeah, and she's now a Hernandez, not a Hayes. And finally, Chase, who's got his fistigons and his glasses that let him see through everything. Yeah, he's okay. He is much more of a loser in the comics. He's a cool lacrosse guy in the show. He's fine, I just don't think he's written that well.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that a little bit later too.
What does it feel like?
Good. Warm.
I'm kind of afraid.
Now let's run through the villains. We've got the Pride, which is full of parrots. So we've got Leslie Dean, who is just this all white wearing owner of a church, and she's sleeping with a alien? I don't know what she found desirable about an alien, but she made a baby with him, so that's cool.
Was that in the comics?
She was the alien in the comics, so actually Leslie and Frank Dean are aliens.
Okay.
And there is no Jonah. So I have so many questions about Jonah. Speaking of Jonah, he's an interesting villain. He's kind of cookie cutter. What do you think?
I don't know what's going on with this character, but I like this aurora they're putting around him where he's just like, you don't know what he's gonna do next, but he's just there.
He's
and
just a flashlight, and he can do, he's the Voldemort to Carolina's Harry Potter, and they're just like doing that.
Yeah. Oh.
Interesting.
And then you have Frank Dean, who only quality at the very end was snitching on the kids.
Yeah, what the hell, dude? So he almost comes off as worse than the actual Pride, who've been killing kids for years, because they never actually, like, turned on the kids at any point. They were trying to protect them the whole time, and they were, like, super loving, but this guy, as soon as he gets some intel, he uses it for his own advantage, and he turns on the kids.
I kept thinking that Leslie was gonna keep him around just to sacrifice him at some point. Every week I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna sacrifice this guy.
Yeah.
Nope.
Then we have the Minorus, who are super dramatic this season because they've got a lot of marriage problems, and one of them's cheating, and one of them's a witch who invented Google. It's crazy.
That was the most 90210 Melrose Place.
That was some OC shit, but that's because this came from the creator of the OC.
Yes.
So it's to be expected, but just like the straight up, oh, two parents are sleeping with each other and they don't know, and then like, oh my god, drama, and then one of them outs the other one in front of everyone. It was nuts.
Wasn't that weird though? How they just skipped through that so quickly?
Yeah.
Right after that, oh, like, you're sleeping with him? Whatever, it's okay now.
Everyone just kind of brushed it aside as if that wasn't a major problem that tore two families apart at the very end.
And then we got the Steins, Victor, which I really loved his character a lot.
I just really like James Marsters. It's just nice to see Spike again. He's so great.
I like him as an asshole.
What's that smell? Smell of failure. Pickle. Let's get out of here.
Even at the beginning where he's like just being an awful parent and dad, I thought it was great acting.
Yeah. Because then he'd be super sweet to Chase for like that one episode where they had like nice dad-kid moments and they're building shit together, and then all of a sudden he just turns on him.
Yes, but I was okay with that turn because of you had the setup already with his child telling him from the future, which he's not too sure if it's actually the future, so he's trying to test it out. I got that scene. Some people were like, what the hell was the point of this whole thing? I got the scene. He just wants to test out the machine and see if it actually works, if his technology is working, because he's had so many failures.
Yeah, and in that way, he's not changing the future. He chooses not to. He's letting it take its course. And finally, we have the Yorks, who are actually not evil, I think. Like, they're so not down with the murders, and they just want to get out and they want to run away to their farm, but they're just stuck. Yeah. They're trapped in this.
They were the comedic characters for the season. I was okay with it.
Yeah, they're likable, they're sweet, and I hope that they pull through and figure out what the hell is down in that hole.
Now, are they the time-traveling agents?
In the comics, yes, they are the time travelers, but I don't see any time traveling. They're just scientists here.
There are hints of time travel.
Interesting.
So
we'll see.
Okay, favorite characters. What you got?
Carolina and Nico. I just really like both of them, and I don't know, I'm really into teen dramas, and I like that they're together, and Carolina is a badass alien with cool sun powers, and Nico is an awesome witch.
I really like Gert and Molly. I'm sorry. I know some people don't like Molly's character. I was okay with it. I love the powers. I love it. She just like hulks up for a second.
She's very strong.
And then Gert, because just, I mean, every line of dialogue she had was pretty great.
Yeah.
She had the best lines.
She did.
Were you just checking out my junk?
Huh? What? Why would you say that?
The x-ray goggles on your head?
I gave it a cursory glance, purely out of scientific curiosity. So.
Speaking of Old Lace, shout out to Old Lace. That dinosaur is amazing. And I just can't believe that by the end of the season, how much I felt for this CG dinosaur. I think CG dinosaur is like top 3 for me.
It's like a little Jurassic Park too. They had the puppet there and they're touching it. I love that.
Sweet.
More dinosaurs.
Wants to eat chicken. Whole Foods chicken.
Sponsored by Whole Foods. Okay, least favorite character. I know exactly who you're gonna say.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I love all of the kids, but Molly's my least favorite character. I just feel like, maybe it's because I read the comics, but I was comparing them constantly, and I think that just the mistakes she made and just her brattiness was more forgivable when she was an 11-year-old. When she is 14 and very close to the age of everyone else, it makes less sense that she's making this many mistakes. I know she's young, I know she's a kid, but they're all kids, and she just made just these idiotic mistakes that I would just get so angry about. Like, and I could understand it if it's like 11-year-old being like, oh, okay, I'll talk to Mrs. Wilder and tell her everything, but you've gotten so far, why would you do that? Just to learn about your parents? Just, Molly!
Okay.
Molly.
Oh my God.
Molly.
Oh my God. It's okay.
Okay. I'm okay.
All right, if I have to pick one character that I'm not too pleased with, it's gotta be Chase, but
Ooh.
I got a love-hate relationship with him.
Okay.
He's been in some of my favorite scenes. Like the fight with his father was amazing. But man, oh man, they've given this poor kid some bad dialogue.
That's true.
I'm kind of afraid.
Let's talk about the good. So what worked with this show?
The kids, again, all the teen drama didn't hurt me one bit. It was fine. The story was okay with the kids.
Yep.
The parents, but the kids, everything they had with them was pretty great.
Yeah. I think that this was a very solid teen drama. I am a junkie for teen drama, and I was obsessed with Dawson's Creek, I was obsessed with the OC, on and on and on. This was
Riverdale.
a solid teen drama, and it's just like everything was written so well in terms of this. These are how the kids would act, and this is what parents would act like. And I mean, some of the dialogue was a little cringy, sure, but I think just in terms of all of the boxes that you have to tick for a good teen drama, this hits all of those marks. Just like drama with the parents, drama with the kids, romance stuff. Speaking of romance stuff, Nico and Carolina, awesome. Big fan, big fan. It's just so rare to see a gay relationship in a Marvel TV show, and we finally get one right here. And it's two girls, no less. I'm so excited about this. Really excited about this.
Sorry. I've just wanted to do that for a really long time. And after tonight, I didn't know if I'd get the chance.
Other than a few lines I said with Chase, that he's got some bad dialogue in there, the cast overall is pretty solid. They
Yeah.
got a good cast, good actors.
Really good chemistry between all of them, too. I think
Yes.
they have a lot of fun on set. Like, I follow some of them on Twitter, and they seem to have a lot of fun together, and they post a lot of pictures just goofing off on set, which is super cute. But yeah, I think that the cast is wonderful.
I'm not going anywhere with you.
Alex, please.
We know you have a lot of questions.
You mean like how could you murder 15
We
kids?
promise you everything we've done for you.
How could you even say that?
Because it's true.
Okay, let's jump into the bad now. What do you got?
The pacing! I know that you don't agree completely with this, but nothing happened to those last two episodes, and I stand by that.
A few things happened, not great, but you are correct.
Yeah.
I wish that they ran away in the 5th episode.
They didn't run away till the end. Way too much focus on the parents, I think. There were just episodes where it was just 99% parents, and then we get one scene where you're like, oh yeah, there are kids in this show. By the way, BT dubs.
Hey, you gotta pay these actors. I mean, come on. You can't just sign Julian McMahon and just leave him there in the background.
Gotta give them a meaty part.
Give 'em something to
stuff
do.
to do.
And they did.
Yeah, and who are these kids? Who cares? Let's talk about drama with the parents and who's sleeping with who. Speaking of Jonah, I think that he was an uninteresting and unsympathetic villain that what is he? And what are his motivations? And why is he doing the things that he does? Like, I still have so many questions about Jonah.
They left it up for season 2.
Nothing was answered about Jonah, except that he was Carolina's dad, but that was so obvious because they're both flashlights walking around Earth.
Okay, and what's the Pride's purpose exactly here? Are they just killing these kids? What's the main goal here? Was that in the comics?
Why were they killing kids for this dude? Yeah, in the comics, yes, they do kill the kids,
Okay.
but because they were serving the Gibborim, who are these giant ancient beings who promised them world domination, but that's never established here, ever.
Jonah, no, he didn't give him anything, just jobs.
Yeah, just some money and some power, but no promise of like, we are making a better world, we are making a utopia. None of that. Like, they just did it for power? You killed kids for 25 years for power?
And why is it the kids too? Not just they didn't find some like this dude on the street. They
More
didn't...
questions about Jonah.
finally, I can't get this out of my head. Episode 5 was just so weird to me, good and bad. The only good thing I got out of that episode was Nico using her shield to stop the bullets.
Pretty sweet shield.
But everything else in that sequence and that scene in particular was
a mess.
Bad.
A sloppy mess. Yeah.
Very sloppy. The staging, they're all just standing there.
Yeah.
It's weird because they need to get them. I understand the reason because, well, it's marketing. They need these kids all together.
Yeah.
So they have that
they
for
need
the
that
trailer.
Shot for
you
the
need that trailer
commercials
shot. You need it for a commercial, yeah.
Every ad break.
Yeah, so you got to have Nico holding the thing. It just didn't work when you're watching it all together.
Should not have worked yet.
No.
Like, absolutely not. That's a small detail.
Darius, he's got a gun. He has a damn gun, and he just stands there while these kids do their, like, Power Ranger team-up all together.
Alex shot that kid for no reason.
Yeah, and then,
no reason.
That, too. Andre, they sacrifice Andre, the little kid. Out of nowhere. His dad's like, he's gonna be fine. He's okay. He's okay. Let's bring it back now. Let's talk about our favorite moments. Chastity, what do you got?
Okay, so of course when Carolina confesses her feelings to Nico, we don't have to play that side again, but there it is, it's really good. And also the really sweet moment right here, let's watch it, with Gert and Old Lace. It made me tear up a little bit. She had to say goodbye to her dinosaur.
When things calm down, I'll come for you. I'll find you. We have a connection.
So beautiful. What about you?
Mine has to be when the kids finally run away. When they have that battle with Jonah for a second, little Voldemort scene.
Battle, yeah.
Right from there, when the kids finally run away, I'm like, okay, cool, now we're going somewhere here. With the pacing, everything's on board. And I just wish it wasn't the last episode.
I know, like the very last moments. And they set up that plot point from the comics where they get framed for the murder of Destiny and the kidnapping of Molly. It's taken straight out of the comics. I was wondering if they were going to do that, and they are.
Hey. And their costumes, too. They look like they're
Yes, Carolina got her shirt from the comics, like the one that she pulls out. She's like, I guess this'll work, and she wears it. I'm like, it's her comic outfit. Okay, so since the show has taken a lot of liberties from its comic source material, we still have a lot of major questions from season 1, like...
Who the hell is Jonah?
What is he? What does he want? What's he doing? What's in the hole? What's he up to? And so that leads me to Carolina. Is she a half alien? Because her mom is a human, clearly, but Jonah, what is he?
And what the hell's alive at the bottom of that hole?
There's something down there.
Yeah, obviously Jonah told us. No, Leslie, whatever's down there, it's alive.
So Nico lost her staff because her mom took it back, so how's she gonna be a cool witch?
Is she gonna pull it out of her chest? Are they gonna have that scene? And that's how they get the
comics,
staff back?
but that's because the mom stabbed the staff into her chest and she absorbed it. So she doesn't actually have it. So maybe she'll just have cool witch powers. Like, she'll just...
Trust me.
Go through witch puberty.
That staff's coming back in like 5 seconds.
That's
It
true.
just appear. Magic.
She gets her own staff. I don't know. So is Molly an inhuman instead of a mutant in the show? Because she's a bona fide mutant in the comics, and she's like, I'm gonna marry Wolverine, and I am a cool mutant, I love mutants. But we can't do that here because of legal reasons with Fox.
Soon that'll change, though.
Oh.
And how exactly did Amy die, Nico's sister?
Yeah, we know Jonah did something, but she just was dead in her bed, so I want answers. Okay, so Hulu has confirmed a season 2 for Runaways, so what do you think is gonna happen?
Okay, so that hole, there's gotta be a Gaborum in it, right? That's gotta be the thing.
That giant living thing at the bottom of the hole that they're detecting? Probably, yeah. I think that's how they're gonna tie in the Gaborum. They'll probably call it something else, or it will be the Gaborum because the church is called Church of Gaborum. So, we'll see. I mean...
It's gotta be. That has to be it, right?
There's a giant living under Los Angeles. That's probably it.
I can't wait to see the CG on this, though. When they finally
They look
do
funny
show
in the
more.
comics, so they're gonna have to make them look way more menacing.
I don't think they're gonna have a face. I don't think they're gonna talk. I think it's just gonna be a
Rock
giant
monster.
rock. Yeah, honestly, I think it's gonna be just that. Just a giant monster thing that moves around, but no face. They're not gonna spend the graphics and time and the money on that.
I think that Leslie will have a major redemption arc and will become more of a sympathetic character. We're starting to see bits and pieces of that at the end. She feels really bad, so she feels like she really needs to clean up her mess, because she effed up.
Okay, so this is Marvel. Is there going to be a crossover?
Absolutely, this is part of the MCU, and I'm telling you, they're crossing over with Cloak and Dagger, because they are getting their own show on Freeform this year in 2018, so it makes the most sense, because that's a show about 2 teenage runaways, this is a show about a bunch of teenage runaways, just them crossing over makes total sense. They show up in the comics, they get this entire storyline where they're brought in by the police to find Molly and help apprehend the teenagers that kidnapped her, and they kind of work together, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll help you out, but so there will be some kind of crossover. But since they're not already established heroes in the MCU, it'll be a different storyline.
Cool. And also, teen drama, they have the same tone, so it works better that way. You can't just have the Punisher show up and kick Molly or something. It's not gonna
That would be
Even
so
though it
crazy.
did happen in the comics, I saw that.
She's crazy strong though. How cool would it be to see her face off against one of them? That'd be really dope.
And then finally, we got that shot at the very end, the newspaper, and it said, "Earthquake Watch, is LA next?"
That means it is next. That means there's absolutely going to be an earthquake.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? So could we see a possible like crossover with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? I don't know. What does it mean? Earthquake.
They had a shot earlier on the little screen, his little time machine, and an earthquake happened there. It was demolished the city. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's what it's going to be.
Interesting.
And it probably has something to do with the Gaborum or whatever's in that hole.
Yeah. So yeah, big old Gaborum gonna cause an earthquake. You heard it here first. Or not. Let us know what you'd like to see happen in Season 2 in the comments below, or reach out to us on Twitter. I'm at Chastity_V.
I'm at GregFT155.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.